I didn't plan to tell him that night. The kettle screamed on the stove, the clock over the sink ticked too loudly. He stood with his back to me, folding the same towel twice, as if precision could keep the world in place. My phone buzzed, a message I'd been waiting 37 years to receive. It's time. My chest tightened. Not fear, readiness. He turned, looked at my face. He knew something had shifted. People always do when the ground beneath them starts to thin. "What's wrong?" he asked. I watched his mouth form the words. I studied the man I'd built a life with. Gray at the temples, steady hands, a confidence earned by never being questioned. "I need to tell you something," I said. The kettle boiled dry. I didn't move to turn it off. That's when I realized this moment had already begun, long before tonight, long before him. For 37 years I carried a truth like a second spine, rigid, hidden, necessary. He believed in loyalty the way some men believe in gravity, unseen, unquestioned. He believed our marriage was clean, that our son was proof of something pure. But belief is not truth, it's convenience. The betrayal didn't start with me. It never does. It began with his absences, his late nights, the way his touch grew distracted, mechanical, the way I learned to read perfume on a shirt like a language. I never accused him. I never needed to. Silence was more useful. Then came one mistake, one night where loneliness felt like oxygen, one man who saw me instead of passing through me, and one child. I told myself I'd confess, every year, every birthday, every time our son smiled in a way that wasn't his. But then my husband held that baby, named him, loved him with a certainty I'd never seen him offer me. So I stayed quiet, not out of guilt, out of control. Tonight, after 37 years, the silence expired. I didn't investigate out of panic. I investigated out of discipline. Years ago, I started collecting truths the way other women collect apologies. A document here, a medical record there, blood types, dates, timelines. I watched him talk about legacy, about bloodlines, about honor. I watched our son grow into a man, confident, kind, nothing like the father who raised him, and everything like the man who never knew he existed. Last month, our son needed medical history for his own child, a routine request. I saw the numbers on the screen before the doctor cleared his throat. Incompatibility, probability approaching 0. I didn't react. I thanked him. I smiled. That night, I ordered the test I'd avoided for decades. Not because I doubted, because I wanted evidence sharp enough to cut through denial. When the envelope arrived this morning, I didn't open it right away. I made breakfast. I folded laundry. I watched my husband read the paper and complain about the world like it still belonged to him. Only then did I open it. Only then did I decide tonight was the night. The paper felt heavier than it should have. I slid it across the table without ceremony. He frowned, read, reread. His breath hitched. "This is wrong," he said. I waited. He looked up at me, eyes wide, searching for the woman who would save him from this moment. "How long?" he whispered. 37 years collapsed into a single second. "All of it," I said. His face broke, not loudly, quietly, like something splitting along a fault line that had always been there. "You let me," his voice failed. "You let me believe—" Yes. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't apologize. I watched understanding hollow him out from the inside. The towel slipped from his hands. The clock kept ticking. He had no anger left, only loss, and for the first time, he was the one standing on unstable ground. He reached for me out of habit. I stepped back out of intention. "I knew about her," I said, "the affair. I knew before the baby was born." That was the final strike. His mouth opened, closed. The past rearranged itself behind his eyes, suddenly sharp with consequences. "You stayed," he said. I stayed, I corrected, and I decided. I told him about the man, the night, the choice, not with shame, but with precision. I told him why I kept the secret, why I watched him build his pride on a foundation that wasn't his. You don't get to call yourself betrayed, I said. You forfeited that right first. He cried then, not loudly, not dramatically. He folded inward. I felt nothing. That's how I knew I was done. I packed a bag I'd kept ready for years. He sat at the table, hands shaking, staring at the report like it might rewrite itself. At the door, I paused. You were never in control, I said. You were just unaware. He didn't answer. I walked out into the night, lighter than I'd been in decades. Some truths don't destroy you when they're revealed. They destroy the illusion you no longer need. And I was finally free of both.